All right, let's go ahead and destroy the evil forces of the Decepticons. 9.4, composition of transformations. All right, so we're going to do the same thing we have been doing. We're going to reflect things, we're going to rotate things, we're going to translate things. But instead of doing one of those things at a time, we're going to do a whole bunch of them together, a composition of them. All right, so let's try it. All right, so let's see. A composition is when two or more transformations are combined. So again, we're combining the whole lesson. Let's see. This one asks you go from the red L to the orange L to the green L. All right, so let's see what happens. It looks like if I'm going from the red to the orange, it kind of looks like it's swinging this way. So it looks like a rotation. When it's a rotation, you have to be very specific. You can't just say rotate. There's three things you have to say. You have to say which direction it's rotating in, from where it's rotating, and how many degrees it's rotating. So three different things. So it looks like L is rotating counterclockwise. And it looks like if I take this corner to P to that corner, if I drew straight lines, it looks like that's 90 degrees. So it's counterclockwise 90 degrees around point P. So three things: the direction, how many degrees, and then around what point. All right, so there it is, a rotation counterclockwise 90 degrees about point P. Now let's go from the orange to the green. So the orange to the green. It looks like it's a reflection, and it is, but you have to be specific. When you do reflections, you have to say where is the mirror, where is the line of reflection. So you would have to say that the orange L is reflected across line M to end up at the green L. Okay? So be very specific when you're describing these things. All right, let's do an example. And it's actually the last example that we have. It's a very short lesson, just because it's kind of a review of all the lessons together. It says, find the image of K, -3, 6, and N, 1, 2, after it's been translated, reflected, and rotated. All right, so a few things happen. Let's go ahead and draw in. There's KN. It's a line, it's a segment. K is at -3, 6, and N is at 1, 2. So we have a line segment. And then the first thing I ask you to do is translate it 5, -1. Translate means you just shift it 5 to the right, down 1. If you shift each point individually, there it is. It goes 5 units to the right and down 1 unit. We label that K prime and N prime. And we have to write the points. Make sure you write the points on your homework. Okay, so the K prime is now at 2, 5, and N prime is at 6, 1. Again, for translations, you can either count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then down 1, or you can use the math. Add 5, subtract 1. The next thing it says is to reflect across the x-axis. So here is the x-axis. I need you to reflect across there from the green, not the blue. So that's how compositions are. You move to the next one. You don't go back to the original one. So from the green one, you're going to go ahead and reflect. And there it is. There's the new K double prime. Notice there's 2 tick marks now. And then the N double prime. There's 2 tick marks. So that means that's the second transformation. All right, there it is. Also, you need to write the points. K double prime is at 2, negative 5, and N double prime is at 6, negative 1. All right, and then the last one, which is I think the hardest one, is rotation. You have to rotate it around the origin 90 degrees clockwise. So we got to go clockwise. We got to take the orange one and go clockwise 90 degrees around the origin, so that's good, and see where we end up. This one is a little bit difficult to see. You might want to take a piece of paper, trace it, and then rotate it to see where it ends up. But if you did it right, there's where it is. K triple prime and N triple prime. K triple prime is at negative 5, negative 2, and N triple prime is at negative 1, negative 6. Again, you can visually do that, or you can use those rules that we mentioned in the last few notes about rotating. Okay? So that's what compositions are. It's just taking what we know and doing a whole bunch of them at the same time. Okay, go ahead and attempt the homework. Make sure to write the points. The points are very important. I'm not going to be looking at the graph as much as I will be looking at the points.